So check this out. You know, a lot of people been asking me from yesterday, did Janno Lieber keep his word? For those who don't know, this past Wednesday, I went to the MTA board meeting and I challenged Janno Lieber to use the company car. His company car is the train and the bus. He should not have a vehicle. Use the company car to travel at a speaking event that he had in Bed-Stuy, and leave his security at home. I wanted him to experience with the everyday New Yorker experience, because I believe he's a casual rider of the subway. He don't use the subway 5 days a week to go to and from work. And if he do, he has security. So I challenged him to leave his security at home and do what the average New Yorker do. Travel on the subways and the bus by himself. Unfortunately, Mr. Lieber did not keep his word. When I got to the event, he had 2 police officers with him, MTA police, and I was unclear on how he traveled, but I know he didn't take the train or the bus for a fact. He didn't keep his word. Now, I did get a chance to speak to Chairman Lieber for about 15, 20 minutes. And he's a very personable guy, very nice guy. But something, and let me say this too, he gave a great speech at the church. One thing bothered me very, very, very deeply. So he was talking about diversity and things of that nature. Now, let me back it up a little bit. He also mentioned Michael Gardner. Michael Gardner is the chief diversity officer for the MTA. So he give out contracts to minority contractors, and they also doing something special with black women. Now, we must understand that Janno Lieber is a politician. He's not your typical CEO of a company. He is a politician. He is appointed through a political method. So, and he does things politically. He's a politician. And in politics, they do something, they play this game called identity politics, where, or I would say pandering, it's more of pandering politics. So Janno Lieber, very smart, intelligent man, it's gone into a black neighborhood, a black church, and things of that nature. Now, we seen him pull this same stunt at the Black History Month celebration, where he was talking about things the MTA is doing for black people, right? So he brought that same philosophy to this black church, which I'm very fond of the Reverend and all that other stuff there, right? All other people there. So he goes there, pandering, identity pandering, if you wanted to call it that, right? So he started talking about how the MTA is giving, contracts out to black businesses, and what the MTA is doing to black women. Doing for black women owners, business owners, and things of that nature, which is wonderful, which is great. But I have a major issue with that, because when it comes to the demographics of the black women who work for the MTA, let's put it like this: only 1% of New York City transit is white women, right? 1%. The rest is basically black and Hispanic. The majority of the women in this company is black and Hispanic. Why don't we have any light duty work for pregnant women on the job? Why is pregnant women working until they 7th, 8th, 9th month of pregnancy? Right now, I'm quite sure if Janno Lieber would have said that in that black neighborhood at that black church, that we basically force black women to work until late in pregnancy. We don't have no light duty work for black women. So women in general in the MTA have to climb up and down trains until they 7, 8, 9 months pregnant. Have to drive buses until they 7, 8, 9 months pregnant. Have to pull garbages until they 7, 8, 9 months pregnant. Because even though women been on the property for the better part of 40, 50 years, we still don't have no light duty work here for them. We don't recognize women here, and we don't recognize pregnant women here. Specifically speaking, black women, because black women make up the majority of the workforce here, specifically in operations, black and Hispanic women, right? So we're doing absolutely nothing for black women in these positions, right? But he's smart enough to go to a black community, a black church, around black politicians to praise what the MTA is doing for black women outside of the job, but it's saying nothing about what they're doing for black women in the job. And I didn't even touch on the discrimination, how some black women are being shunned upon from being promoted by white women. You know, I didn't even touch on that. But come on, we got to stop this stuff. And I'm going to talk about this in greater detail very soon. But we can't fall for the political pandering, the identity politics, and all of this nature. Someone did challenge him there about another reverend did challenge him there about accessoride and things of that nature. But why they clap their hands, rightfully so, for what they doing for minority contractors and black. He actually said black women, right? Clap your hand for that, but you're doing absolutely nothing for the black woman, the pregnant black woman on this job. That needs to be fixed. That's going to be the fight for the rest of 2022. And like you guys said, like I said before, my network is starting to become my net worth, right? I'm trying to surround myself around $1 billion worth of friends, friends that have powerful platforms. And we're going to start talking on these platforms on how the MTA is treating the workers, and specifically speaking, the women of all races on this job. There needs to be light duty work on this job. There needs to be some empathy for pregnant women, and there's not. We got to get with it. They got to fix this program, and we're going to fight to make sure it's done. Peace.